Hi, it's Maija here with my March TBR. I did so well with my February TBR, I got to most of the books that I showed you, so I decided to do a March one as well. I will first show you the books that I plan to read this month, and then I will also show you a bit. I decided to do a TBR jar, I have never done one before, and I will show you my challenges for it and pick one at the end of the video. From my February TBR, I'm currently reading Ordinin Lapsi by Siri Pettersen. The only book that I didn't get to at all in February was The Light Tree, so that one is still unread. But I started this one, I only read about 50 pages, so I can't say much about it. It's a Norwegian fantasy novel, and it doesn't have an English translation as of yet. You might also know that I'm only trying to read one book from the library per month, and the reservation that came in for me in February was Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, which is the first in his Southern Reach trilogy of science fiction novels with perhaps some horror tones. I've heard these are quite weird. And then there's also the movie that just came out in the US, I believe. It'll only get a Netflix release in Europe, so that's a bit of a bummer, but I am looking forward to reading this. As you can see, it's quite short, so I think I will start this today or tomorrow and try to finish it this week. Today my March reservation from the library also came in and I went to get it, and that is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I have been wanting to read more from Goss ever since I read Red as Blood and White as Bone, the novelette of hers. I don't even know a lot about this book. It was just nominated for the Nebula Awards, and I only know it's about these female characters who are the daughters of famous Gothic horror literary characters. So there's Mary Jekyll, Beatrice Rappaccini, actually don't know that one, I will have to Google it, Catherine Moreau and Justin Frankenstein. And I have no idea about the plot, but I really like Theodora Goss's writing style in the novelette that I read, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I believe the second one is coming out this year, and I hope I really like this one, so I will have more to read then. I also have one manga out from the library, and that is Natsume's Book of Friends Volume 1 by Yuki Midorikawa, and this was recommended to me on Goodreads by Makina Heart. It is a fantasy manga about Takashi Natsume, who can see the spirits and demons that hide from the rest of humanity. Then I also have a couple of buddy reads planned in March. The first is For the Chrysalids by John Wyndham, which I'm planning to read with Caitlin from Kitty Chill next week. And I really liked The Midwich Cuckoos by John Wyndham, which I read, I think, last year. And John Wyndham wrote a lot of science fiction books in the 50s or so, and this one I think is about mutants. Then I'm also going to be buddy reading Clockwork Boys by T. Kingfisher with Rachel from Kalanadi during the last half of March. I think this is sort of a steampunkish fantasy duology. I don't really know, because I just knew that T. Kingfisher, aka Ursula Vernon, had a new book coming out, so I bought it. And this is a duology, The Clocktor War is the series, and the second book, The Wonder Engine, just came out a day or so ago, and I already bought that one as well, so I can finish the series back to back if I feel like it. Then I also have a couple of maybes, so these are the ones that I definitely want to try to finish in March. It looks like quite a lot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, but one of them is a manga and 2 of them are very short. I think 3 of them are quite short, so I think I can do it. But then I'm just gonna show you a couple of the maybes. So I just bought The Wicked and the Divine Volume 6, Imperial Phase Part 2. So if I feel like it, I will reread Volume 5 and then read this one. My other maybes are short books that I think I'd want to read for my A to C TBR project. So if Chrysalids would be for C, I would have Agatha Christie's Death in the Clouds for D. This is another Poirot novel. And then for G, I actually don't have a physical TBR book starting with E, so we will go straight to G. And for that I have Giants at the End of the World, a showcase of Finnish weird, edited by Johanna Sinisalo and Toni Jerman, which I got at Worldcon last year. And this has a bunch of short stories from Finnish speculative fiction authors, such as Pasi Ilmari Jääskeläinen, Johanna Sinisalo, Emmi Itäranta, Leena Likitalo, Anne Leinonen, and there's also a sneak peek, chapter 1 of Hannu Rajaniemi's upcoming book, Summerland. Then there's also this mini book, The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. This is one of the Penguin Little Black classics. I just visited the bookstore and decided to pick this one up. And I also didn't have anything for Y for my A to C project, so now I have one. It's like 50 pages. I can read it quite quickly. I think this is a classic short story about a woman who has depression. And then there's one that I probably will not pick up. It's The Child Thief by Brom, which is a retelling of Peter Pan. And next week there is a year-a-thon with the theme retellings. And at the beginning of the year I had planned to read this one for that theme. But I have other books and this is so chunky, so it's probably not gonna happen. Okay, lastly, let's move on to the TBR jar. So I didn't do the one where you write down every single book that you own that is on your TBR. I wrote down some challenges instead. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos of other people's challenges, and I think most of these challenges are from either Elena and Janet's Shelf Slam that they did last year, and Emma from Drinking by My Shelf's Get a Hold of Your Shelf. I think that's what it's called, TBR challenge that she also did last year. And then I also, I think, came up with a couple of them myself. I might be fooling myself. So I'm gonna show you the challenges and then pick one. I will drop them into this TARDIS mug/cookie jar. I have actually no idea what this is meant to be used for. I have used it for storing tea bags in it. So it's gonna be my TBR jar now. So the challenges that I chose are Children, Middle Grade or YA book, a book haul revisit pick, so this means a book that I have shown you that is still unread from my book haul revisit videos, prettiest cover, completely my own decision, longest book, I hope I will not pick this one, recent purchase, shortest book, a classic, a try a chapter pick, which means a book that I have shown in a try a chapter video, released in 2017, longest title, next in a series, one word title, hardcover, I don't really own that many hardcovers, over 400 pages, and a new to me author. So now I'm gonna mix these up in the TARDIS across all time and space. Final frontier. I don't know if this is actually doing anything. Okay, I'm gonna pick this one. Hardcover. Okay, I'm gonna read a hardcover. I think I own like 4 unread hardcovers or something. With a quick glance, it seems like I own 5 hardcovers that I haven't read yet, and I narrowed it down to these 3. Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and The Just City by Joe Walton. I'm not quite sure which one of these I will feel like reading the most. I am leaning towards either one of these 2. So at the end of March, I will have to have read either Illuminate, which would be a good pick since I don't have the letter I in my A to Z TBR challenge yet, and The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which I just really want to read. I bought this in December for my birthday book haul. I already do have a B in my A to Z TBR challenge, but I just really want to read this one. So at the end of the month, we'll see which one of those I decided to pick up. I think it might be Illuminate since I got it in January last year, so it is like a year old now. Those are all the books I'm gonna try to read in March. Let me know in the comments what you feel about these books, have you read them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!